Celebration hosted by the Bendigo Malayalee Association and LCMS. We're really excited to see you here. As we wait for more people to jump on, we'll watch this video by a local Malayali community member, Alysa. Alysa is a 4-year-old schooling at Golden Square Kindergarten. She made this story to tell her friends at Kinder to know what Onam and what the story is. And now she would like to share her story with all of us as well.
Dear friends, did you know my mom and dad are from India? Yeah! They are from state Kerala. Kerala is a beautiful place with lots of rivers and misty mountains. You should visit there when you grow up. In the month of August and September, we celebrate Onam. Onam is a harvest festival. But there's a story behind it. Long time ago, there was a king who ruled the Kerala. His name was Maveli. We call him Maveli nowadays. Those times over there, people were very happy. There was no poor people in the country. Everybody loved Maveli very much. The country was becoming like a heaven. Seeing this, the gods in the heaven become so envious. They don't want the earth to become heaven. So they send one of the gods to earth to destroy Maveli. The god who came to earth came in the look of a poor dwarf man. His name was Vamina. Vamina came to Maveli and asked him a favor. Maveli was so generous and he was happy to help anyone's needs. So Maveli decided to help Vamina. Vamina said, I only want 3 foot of land so I could sit down and pray. This is nothing, Maveli said. But do you know what happened? Vamina started to become a giant, and he could measure the whole earth with 1 foot, and the whole sky with the other foot. Once measured the earth and sky, he asked Maveli, where am I going to put my 3rd foot? Maveli didn't have nothing else to give. He asked Vamina to put his 3rd foot on Maveli's head. But before that, Maveli asked Vamina for a wish. He wanted to visit his country once in a year. Vamina agreed. Then Vamina put his 3rd foot on his head, then pushed him to nether. Poor Maveli. And way, Maveli comes to visit his people every year, and we celebrate this as Onam. On this day, we celebrate Onam with lots of activities like dance, boat race, tug of war, and a lot of food. So are you ready to celebrate Onam with me?
Thank you, Alysa, for the great video. Welcome again, everyone, to the 2020 Onam Celebration, hosted by the Bendigo Malayalee Association and Lord and Compaspi Multicultural Services. It's great to be celebrating Onam with all of you. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the city of Greater Bendigo, which is on Jajarang and Tangkurang country. We're holding this live stream on the lands of Jajarang people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to the eldest, past, present, and emerging, for they hold the memories, traditions, culture, and hopes of all Jajarang people. We express our gratitude in the sharing of this land, our sorrow for the personal, spiritual, and cultural cost of that sharing, and our hope that we may walk forward together in harmony and in the spirit of healing. My name is Anjali, and I'll be the host for this live stream. I'm 23 years old, and I've been living in Bendigo for the past 10 years. To wish us all a very happy Onam, I'm excited to welcome the mythical King Maveli. Please welcome Sabu Matthew.
Hello everyone, happy Onam to you all. എല്ലാവർക്കും ഹൃദയം നിറഞ്ഞ ഓണാശംസകൾ. Onam is one of the most important festival in Kerala. People celebrate Onam festival with great enthusiasm and fun every year. The festival is celebrated to commemorate King Maveli, whose spirit is said to visit Kerala at the time of Onam. This year, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Onam celebration was different from every other years. Due to the COVID-19 government restrictions, Maveli was unable to see all prajas or people together during the Onam celebration this year. However, Maveli visited each family individually, keeping all government regulations, and distributed COVID kit, which included sanitizer, mask, and a packet of dessert on behalf of Bendigo Malayalee Association. I wish you all a happy and prosperous Onam. എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ ഓണാശംസകൾ. Thank you.
Thank you, King Maveli. We're very grateful to be hosting several important members of the Bendigo community who will be saying a few words to us. Firstly, I would like to introduce Maree Edwards. Maree Edwards MP is the Victorian Member of the Parliament for Bendigo West and Deputy Speaker in the Victorian Legislative Assembly. Maree is also here on behalf of the Victorian Minister for Multicultural Affairs, Ross Spence. Thanks, Maree, for joining us.
Thank you so much, Anjali. It's lovely to be here and join you all this evening on such a special occasion. Can I also begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land that we are all gathered on in our homes this evening, and that is the land of the Dja Dja Wurrung, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. And I also acknowledge that this evening we're joined by our Mayor, Councillor Margaret O'Rourke, Mayor of the City of Greater Bendigo, Viv Nguyen, our Chair at the Victorian Multicultural Commission, and Johnny, who is the President of the Bendigo Malayalee Association, Rosita Vincent, of course, our Interim Executive Officer at the Loddon Campaspe Multicultural Services. And can I also make a special mention of the many staff and volunteers from the Bendigo Malayalee Association and the Loddon Campaspe Multicultural Services. I'm going to try something right now, so you can tell me if I mispronounce, but I wanted to say hello, Vanakam, and it's a pleasure to be celebrating Onam with you virtually tonight. The Minister for Multicultural Affairs, the Honourable Ros Spence, sends her best wishes for a wonderful celebration. I'd like to start by saying thank you to the Loddon Campaspe Multicultural Services and the Bendigo Malayalee Association for hosting tonight's event. Your leadership in utilising online platforms such as this helps ensure our community and your community continues to stay connected to each other and to your traditions and to your culture. The Victorian Government strongly believes the sharing of culture and faith within a community and with people from different communities is at the heart of multiculturalism. And we also recognise that online events like these contribute to ensuring Victoria stays one of the most welcoming places in the world, even during this challenging time. And whilst Onam is widely celebrated across South India and Kerala, it's wonderful to know that this festival is celebrated by so many Victorians too. The spirit of Onam is one we can all connect to, a celebration of harmony, diversity and unity. These are important values and the foundation of our proudly multicultural state, and indeed our proudly multicultural community right here in Bendigo. I understand that this is not how you or anyone expected to or wanted to be celebrating Onam, but I want to say thank you for all you are doing and doing your part in helping keep Victoria safe by celebrating together, but at home. I'm really looking forward to watching and participating in tonight's celebrations. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge the impacts of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. This year, we have seen the virus present significant and unique challenges for us here in Victoria, in Australia, and for our international community as well. To everyone who has experienced any loss and hardship during this time, you have my heartfelt condolences. I can't begin to understand the anxiety and grief you must be experiencing as we hear reports of outbreaks in India and the devastation this pandemic has caused throughout that nation. We must not underestimate the impact this has had and will continue to have on our communities. But in the face of such challenges, I want to acknowledge the relentless work of our local leaders to create opportunities for their community to connect and support one another. Events like tonight might seem small, but they are crucial to ensuring our multicultural communities continue to come together during such hardship and can support each other through celebrations together, such as tonight's. And we all know we need to continue to find things to celebrate. The Victorian Government is committed to supporting and strengthening our relationship with Victoria's Indian community throughout this pandemic and into the future. The Indian community is proudly the fastest growing multicultural community in our state. And so on behalf of the Victorian Government, I thank you once again for inviting me here tonight. And I would like to wish you all a very happy Onam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maree. It is a privilege to have you join us tonight. And thank you to all the 50 viewers that are watching us. Next, we have the Councillor of Bendigo, the Councillor Margaret O'Rourke, who is the Mayor for the City of Greater Bendigo. Thank you for joining our celebrations, Margaret.
Thank you very much, and it's lovely to see you all. And I'd also like to acknowledge Maree Edwards, who works so hard for her community. It's lovely to see you, Maree, and all the special guests that are on tonight. I'd also like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I'm really pleased as well to see that you've been able to find a way to come together, which I think is particularly important at this time when we must all continue to keep our safe distance. It's the fact that you're able to celebrate a festival that can be likened to Christmas. So I can imagine it's particularly challenging this year to feel the full spirit of your Onam festival. I hope that there is a plan for you all to come together and find another way that you can do this in smaller groups when the time is right. And because the joy of these festivals is such an important part of the spirit of the community. Traditionally today marks the homecoming of Maveli, the mythical king, which is celebrated by drumming and amazing floral arrangements and vegetarian banquet. And I was pleased to have been involved in one of your festivals before, so I have experienced the fantastic spirit that it has. So I hope that you are finding a way to continue your traditions in your homes tonight, and think that you would all be missing the banquet, particularly because the food is such a key element of bringing people together. The Malayalee community make a great contribution to our community here in Greater Bendigo by sharing your culture through your events such as the Zinda Festival and the Bendigo Easter Festival Gala Parade. And I know you all look forward to a time when we can hold these festivals again. We have about 550 Malayalee residents here in Bendigo, with more than 75% working professionally in our health services sector. And we're delighted that you could all call Bendigo home and feel that you continue to enjoy your special traditions here, even if a little differently this year. And I think the way that you have been able to proceed tonight is symbolic of your resilience and adaptability. Can I take this opportunity to acknowledge all the frontline workers who have helped our community throughout COVID-19, with many of you working in the health services. And you will understand firsthand the many demands that have been placed on this sector to look after us. But I'm really thankful to also our police, ambulance, firefighters, our supermarket workers, our staff at the City of Greater Bendigo that have continued to provide important services to our community, such as our aged care, maternal and child health, immunisation, rubbish collection and maintenance of our parks and gardens. On Sunday, Premier Daniel Andrews will share with us what the ceasing of restrictions, easing of restrictions will look like. And it seems that there will be a different set of new restrictions for regional Victoria in comparison to Melbourne. Although we don't know what this will look like, what we can expect is continue to keep up our hand hygiene, our social distancing and wearing a mask. Doing this is our best defence against the virus until there is a vaccine. I would also encourage anyone who has the mildest of symptoms of COVID-19 to be tested and to stay home until they receive their result. We all need to do the right thing to keep ourselves and our families safe. I understand your community has produced lots of COVID-19 messaging in language, which is fantastic, and have also been reaching out to young people and international students. Well done, and thank you for everyone that's being involved in those efforts. We all need to work together and look after each other to ensure that we're all informed and know what to do. Congratulations to the Bendigo Malayalee Association for organising this event, and a big thank you to the Loddon Campaspe Multicultural Services and the Victorian Multicultural Services for your support as well. I would like to wish you all the very best for the celebrations this evening, and thank you for your invitation of asking me to be involved.
Thank you so much, Margaret, for joining us. Now, I would like to say hello to some of our viewers. Thank you so much for watching. So we would like to say hello to Rupesh, Babu, Jimmy, Sabu, Gina, and Vinita. Also, we're loving all your comments. Thank you, everyone, for watching again. Next, we would like to move on to our cultural programs. And firstly, I would like to invite Albin Robbie.
ഓണപ്പാട്ടിൻ താളം തുള്ളും തുമ്പപ്പൂവേ നിന്നെ തഴുകാനായി കുളിർ കാറ്റിൻ കുഞ്ഞിക്കൈകൾ ഓണവെള്ളിയിലൂഞ്ഞാളാടും വന്നത്തിക്കിളിയെ നിന്നെ പോകാനായി കൊതിയോറും മാറിക്കാരും ഓണപ്പാട്ടിൻ താളം തുള്ളും തുമ്പപ്പൂവേ നിന്നെ തഴുകാനായി കുളിർ കാറ്റിൻ കുഞ്ഞിക്കൈകൾ ഓണവെള്ളിയിലൂഞ്ഞാളാടും വന്നത്തിക്കിളിയെ നിന്നെ പോകാനായി കൊതിയോറും മാറിക്കാരും വിളിയെ വരവേൽക്കും ചെങ്കനിരാവിൻ വൃന്ദാവനിയിൽ തിരുവോണമേ വരുകില്ലേ നീ തിരുവോണ സദ്യ ഒരുക്കാൻ നാട്ടിയുടെ കൂടിയെടുത്ത് തുമ്പിപ്പെണ്ണി അണിയല്ലേ നീ തിരുമുറ്റത്തൊരു പോലെ നിൽക്കുന്ന മുല്ലേ നീ ചിരിയാലെ ചൊറിയോ നീ ഓണപ്പാട്ടിൻ താളം തുള്ളും തുമ്പപ്പൂവേ നിന്നെ തഴുകാനായി കുളിർ കാറ്റിൻ കുഞ്ഞിക്കൈകൾ ഓണവെള്ളിയിലൂഞ്ഞാലാടും മന്നത്തിക്കിളിയെ നിന്നെ പോകാനായി കൊതിയോറും മാറിക്കാരും കിളിപാടും ശ്രുതി ചേർത്ത് കുയിൽ പാടും വൃന്ദാവനിയിൽ പൂന്നുള്ളുവാൻ വരുവോണമേ കുയിൽ പാട്ടിൻ മധുരമയിൽ മുറ്റത്തെ കാലമൊടുക്കാൻ അകത്തമ്മയായി വരുവോണമേ പൊന്നോണ കോരിയെടുത്ത് നിൽക്കുന്ന തൊഴിയായി കുഴിയായി നീതൻ ശ്രുതി പാടൂ ഓണപ്പാട്ടിൻ താളം തുള്ളും തുമ്പപ്പൂവേ നിന്നെ തഴുകാനായി കുളിർ കാറ്റിൻ കുഞ്ഞിക്കൈകൾ ഓണവെള്ളിയിലൂഞ്ഞാലാടും മന്നത്തിക്കിളിയെ നിന്നെ പുൽകാനായി കൊതിയോറും മാറിക്കാറും ഓണപ്പാട്ടിൻ താളം തുള്ളും തുമ്പപ്പൂവേ നിന്നെ തഴുകാനായി കുളിർ കാറ്റിൻ കുഞ്ഞിക്കൈകൾ ഓണവെള്ളിയിലൂഞ്ഞാലാടും മന്നത്തിക്കിളിയെ നിന്നെ പോകാനായി കൊതിയോറും മാറിക്കാറും. Thank you.
Thank you, Albin, for such a lovely song and taking us to the spirit of Onam. I would like to say thank you to Vinida, Prashant, and Devasya for watching us. Our next guest is Vivienne Nguyen. She is the chair of the Victorian Multicultural Commission. Thank you for joining us, Vivienne.
Thank you and good evening. Before I start, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we are gathered here tonight and pay my respects to their elders past, present, and any Aboriginal leaders joining us tonight. Special acknowledgement to Maree Edwards, State Member for Bendigo West and who represents the Minister for Multicultural Affairs, the Honourable Ross Spence. To the Mayor of the Seat of Greater Bendigo, Councillor Margaret, President of the Bendigo Malayalee Association, Johnny, and Joby, Sebastian, Malayalee Community Representative and Board Member for the London Campaspe Multicultural Services. And of course, to Rosie Vincent, Chief Executive Officer of the London Campaspe Multicultural Services. On behalf of the Victorian Multicultural Commission, I wish to our Bendigo Malayalee community a very happy Onam. The Indian community is one of the most prominent and diverse migrant communities in Victoria, and the rich traditions and vibrancy of the Indian culture has become an important part of the state's multicultural society. Onam is an expression of Kerala's rich culture, celebrating harmony and friendship traditionally through spectacular performances, songs, dances, and amazing vegetarian feasts, some of which we saw tonight with the performances, although not quite feasts. Although the celebrations are different this year, I congratulate the Bendigo Malayalee Association and the Lawton Campaspe Multicultural Services for organising this event and for sharing important coronavirus messaging during this time. I commend you for your innovation and commitment to promoting the richness of the Malayalee culture and traditions in new and exciting ways. During these difficult times, it is particularly important that we stay connected and celebrate these special traditions as a community in an innovative and safe manner. It is essential that, particularly during this time, that we look out for one another, but that continue to preserve these traditions. The message of Onam reminds us to come together and to embody peace and live in harmony. I hope you can continue to find ways to stay connected and promote unity. It is inspiring to see your efforts in preserving traditions during this time. Thank you for the work you do in supporting the community, from promoting your culture and traditions, regardless of what circumstances are. But in this case, you are celebrating it in a safe manner. And importantly, for doing your part in keeping the community safe during this pandemic time. Thank you once again, and I look forward to continuing to work closely with the Victoria's Malayalam community in celebrating your diversity and in promoting social harmony. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you so much, Vivienne. Next, our speaker is Johnny. Johnny Kuriakos is the president of Bendigo Malayalee Association. He is an important member of our community, and we value his efforts to making Bendigo Malayalee community a great community. He will be speaking in Malayalam to give some important information about COVID-19 and support to the Bendigo Malayalee Association.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It is a great pleasure for the Bendigo Malayalee community to join with the LCMS in organizing this live stream Onam Celebration. എല്ലാവർക്കും ഓണാശംസകൾ. ബെൻഡിഗോ മലയാളി കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റി ഈ വർഷം അതിൻ്റെ ഓണാഘോഷങ്ങൾ അവരവരുടെ വീടുകളിൽ മാത്രമായി ഒതുക്കുകയാണ് ഉണ്ടായത്. സാധാരണഗതിയിൽ 500-600 ആളുകൾ വരെ ഒരുമിച്ച് കൂടി വലിയ ഇവന്റ് പ്രോഗ്രാമായിട്ടാണ് അത് നടത്താറുള്ളത്. I'm Johnny Kuriakos, the president of Bendigo Malayalee Association, and I have been an active member of the Bendigo community for the last 12 years. I would like to welcome Maree Edward MB, Margaret Oroke, Mayor, City of Greater Bendigo, Vivienne, Chairperson, Victorian Multicultural Commission, and Joby, Sebastian, Malayali community representative in the LCMS board. Onam is celebration that brings the wider Malayali community together. We usually celebrate Onam over 2 days with Maveli welcoming us the first day and the cultural program. The second day usually have an all over Australian tug of war competitors coming to Bendigo. Due to COVID crisis, we had to cancel our cultural celebration and we celebrated at home. This year, we gave a COVID kit with a reusable mask and sanitizer and a traditional sweet dessert called paisa. We also gave the great support from, we also gave the pamphlet from Department of Health and Human Service to bring awareness about the COVID to our community. Thank you for your time and happy Onam to all. Happy Onam. എല്ലാവർക്കും ഓണാശംസകൾ. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Johnny Uncle, and we value your efforts again. Next, we have Joby Sebastian, who is a member of Bendigo Malayalee community. Joby is a board member for Lord and Campaspe Multicultural Services and will be speaking about how LCMS is working with the Bendigo Malayalee Association to provide important community support.
Thank you, Anjali. We acknowledge the traditional Aboriginal owners of country throughout Victoria. We pay our respects to them, their culture, their elders past, present, and emerging. Dear Honorable Maveli, Ms. Maree Edwards, Victorian Parliament Member for Bendigo West, Mayor of Bendigo, Councillor Margaret O'Rourke, Ms. Vivienne Nguyen, Chairperson, Victorian Multicultural Commission, Mr. Johnny Matathil, President, Bendigo Malayalee Association, and my dear friends. എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്നേഹത്തിന്റെയും ഐശ്വര്യത്തിന്റെയും ഓണാശംസകൾ. Onam is a celebration of prosperity, love, and joy. I wish every one of us have a prosperous and safe year ahead. We are all in a phase of war with COVID-19 pandemic. The multicultural services in Bendigo are proud to have developed a collaborative working relationship with Bendigo Malayalee Association in this fight against COVID-19 pandemic. There are 8 ethnic community councils in Victoria, and Multicultural Services Bendigo is the peak body for multicultural, refugee, and migrant communities in this region. Bendigo Malayalee Association is one of the growing migrant communities in Bendigo. This model of partnership was an attempt to reach to each of the individual members in the Malayali community to offer support to spread the knowledge of safety against COVID-19 and to assist those individuals and families that are isolated due to pandemic. The Bendigo Malayalee Association leaders have been able to innovatively include this aspect in the celebration of Onam festival. As President has already mentioned, Bendigo Malayalee Association have more than 150 families in Bendigo. Most of these families have professionals working in the frontline health services. These are challenging times for each of us. Those working on the front line have knowledge of the pandemic. However, this effort is to support with continued awareness creation to eliminate the spread of the virus and to support the international students and other community members isolated due to the pandemic. For multicultural services, this unique model of partnership with community leaders is an opportunity to go beyond and reach out to other similar communities and ethnic groups in Bendigo and Victoria. Through further developing such partnership, we aim to be a connecting link to support the various multicultural communities, the international students, and the migrants who are new to Bendigo. This unique partnership model in this fight against COVID-19 has been acknowledged by the Minister's Office and Victorian Multicultural Commission. They continue to support our efforts, and I take this opportunity to thank Ms. Maree Edwards, the MB, Mayor, Councillor Margaret O'Rourke, Ms. Vivienne Nguyen, Chairperson, Victorian Multicultural Commission, Jen Lay, Chair, Multicultural Services, and Shanga Kashinathan, the Multicultural Commissioner for the region, and everyone who have helped to make this a reality. I greatly acknowledge the effort and collaboration from Bendigo Malayalee Association, Mr. Johnny Mattathil, Alan, Delna, and the team. Thank you for joining us this evening. എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്നേഹം നിറഞ്ഞ ഓണാശംസകൾ. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Thank you so much, Joby. We would also like to say thank you to our viewers who are watching us. We'd like to say thank you to Annie, Lilikutti, Shankar, Tim, and John. Now we would like to share some important COVID-19 information to us. We would have Delna Davis, who is presenting information about COVID and the emergency we face in this time. So Delna will be talking to us on behalf of the Bendigo Malayalee Association and will be giving us the health message.
Thank you, Anjali. Thank you very much. And thank you for giving me opportunity to talk about COVID. As you know, it's a pandemic happening all over the world. But the preventive measures should be start from the family and as a community and as a country, state, from there to the world. The first line, as everybody know that, the simple hand washing techniques and keeping distancing 1 meter away and not getting into the gatherings and following the rules and regulations from the each and every Victorian in government and all. The other main issues regarding this COVID pandemic is the mental health issues. It starts from the little kids because they've been stuck at home, not going outside, and they always keep asking, Mom, what's happening? So we need to take care from the kids, regulating their mental issues and explaining. There is a different beautiful videos on the YouTubes and the topics on the health websites from different sites, explaining how it's affecting us, what we need to do, what's the importance of staying at home. And lucky enough, BMA, most of the members are the frontline workers. So helping us to explain, each and every family how we need to keep safe. So if we're safe at home and if we keep our community safe, that's an important thing to do to the whole world to stop this pandemic to spread everywhere. There's all vaccines here, and the vaccines are coming soon. It's all in process. So the one thing we need to stop to spread this disease is stay safe at home. Keep 1 meter distances, keep washing your hands, not touching your faces or nose, anything like that. Keeping away from the gatherings. I know it's a bit hard, especially during this Onam festival. As everybody been mentioning, we've been in a big gathering, like more than 500 people around. So it's hard for us, and we miss all of our people up in India as well, because most of them will travel to back home to gather for this festival. So stay safe and follow the instructions from the government. And thank you for LCMS and thank you for Mayor, keep the Bendigo safe for us well, giving the instructions to us. Thank you each and everyone, and thank you to BMA, each and every members who've been helping us. We just in the front line, but they are the members who always keep updating in our WhatsApp groups regarding the pandemic situations, how much is going up and what we need to do. All the simple things, the members been keep updating, and we've been active. We will be active and make the community safe. And happy Onam to all, and stay safe, stay blessed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Delna. And once again, thank you everyone for joining our 2020 Onam celebration. In these difficult times, it's lovely to be able to gather together and celebrate an important festival. Happy Onam, and please remember to reach out if you guys need any help. Also, please like the Loddon Campaspe Multicultural Services and Bendigo Malayalee Association Facebook page to get updates on more live streams and important resources on COVID-19. Multicultural Services will also be selling traditional Onam vegetarian meals at Friday Food Safari tomorrow. Please go to the Facebook page to find out more information regarding this. Thank you so much, everyone.